All right, so with the rate of teens taking their life due to a number of circumstances is steadily climbing in America. It is a tragic misfortune, and it's something that is only getting worse with each passing day. It seems as if there is not enough importance placed on this topic. And this might be due to the fact that mental health is a taboo subject in many different households, religions, and cultures. I think this is something that needs to be brought on more, and this is why I chose this topic. I found a TED Talk on YouTube, 2 chapters from a book, and a website article that explains the alter the perception and initiate the actions. So the TED Talk I found showcases Keep Climb, and it's titled "Youth Suicide: A Community Issue." So this video does a good job at altering the perception on the idea of suicide. It is most important for the perception of parents to be altered, especially when they are too afraid to bring up suicide or do not know how to bring it up with their own kids. I believe that a parent should be educated and comfortable enough to have this sort of talk with their own child or children's young adults. It could save their lives, because the child will not suffer alone in fear of coming up to their parents if they ever fight with thoughts of suicide, depression, or even mental health. The man speaking in this video uses stories that past experience as evidence on his own topic. Like stated earlier, he tells the specific story of a boy who committed suicide, and he also talks about being an educator and how hard it was losing students to suicide. I think the strength to telling the story and giving examples makes it more believable, and the audience is inclined to have strong emotions towards the topic. When someone becomes more emotional about something, they see the urgency to on the topic of teen suicide and know how time to make a change. The weakness to using the story is the simple fact that they are just stories. Or how does the audience really know what they are saying is actually true? How do we know where the added details to make a story sound more appealing? These are just a few examples of the weaknesses of a story. A personal feel, though the strengths outweighs the weaknesses, is the instance. So, next I found the website that posts a book titled Reducing Suicide, called A National Imperative, which was written by the S.K. Goldsmith, T.C. Palmer, A.M. I think it's pronounced Kleinman, and the E.T.A.L. I read 2 chapters out of this book titled Society and Culture and Childhood Trauma. Both chapters do an excellent job explaining some of the causes and ties to suicide, especially in the younger ages. It is very informative and necessary to read. In my own opinion, the whole book will actually be a benefit and could justify a lot of power beliefs on those who are pushing for mental health and taking more seriously. The entire book is backed up on solid evidence. The writer uses graphs, charts, and statistics evidence. The strengths to this are the facts that many different forms of evidence are being used. So, and the variety provides a strong factual foundation. When you are presented with multiple resources, it is hard to not believe or agree. The writer made sure to back up when they had to say. The CDC website released a short PDF that helps to initiate action. The title is The Relationship Between Bullying and Suicide. What we know and what it means for schools, this website does a great job at trying 2 things together: bullying and suicide. There are most definitely correlation between the two, and it is important to identify this. Excuse me again. This website was not only explains important information, but it takes this step further by showing how to initiate what we have learned. It makes action seem appropriate, possible, and necessary. This article uses analogy as evidence. For example, there is a portion where it compares deaths of children from drowning and the deaths of children to suicide. It is saying that even though lack of parents' supervision and intervention is not the direct cause for either one, it still can lead up to the suicide. Sorry, I lost track. The weakness of the analogy is that not all people will agree with these, and I believe that is a matter of an opinion. Some people will say that the lack of parents' intervention is the cause of death in both cases, even though this analogy is trying to claim that it's not. The strength for this analogy is that it helps appeal to audience that does agree with it. It could go either way. Another evidence strategy uses is the statistics, and it's not only just because of this, but the PDF has numerous further detailed information that is not able to fit into what is already provided. I believe the strengths to this are the fact that this allows people to take a look at an official website to see the facts for them own selves, rather than just reading this and taking the rather words. Some people need to actually see the evidence for themselves. Overall, I have enjoyed research into this topic and finding information that I can use. I learned a lot and I did not know it all. It makes me realize that how important it is to make a change. A lot of lives could be saved and suicide attempts could be prevented. So I do hope, honestly, I hope more people are made aware of this information found by the text. Thank you.